Hello, my name is Rihanna Lindsay, and today I'm going to be talking about my family tree and how the social systems impact it. I will be covering my mom's side, the maiden side. My mother's parents are Gorham Whitaker and Maddie Whitaker. Her maiden name is Griffiths. They have 4 children. They have 3 girls and 1 boy. My Aunt Beverly, which is the eldest, has 2 sons, and they are both married. And then you have my Aunt Renee, who has 1 child. He is married and they have 4 children. And then you have my mother. She has 2 children. Neither one of us are married. My brother, he has a daughter. Then you have my Uncle Mike, who has 2 children, a boy and a girl, and one is engaged and has a baby. Now, there are 7 grandchildren, which are my first cousins. There's 5 boys and 2 girls. The great grands there are 3 girls and 3 boys. So how the social systems have impacted my mother's side, starting with education, that is something that was very important. My grandfather is a veteran. A veteran. He was very big on education. He actually worked in the janitorial section at North Carolina State University. And back then, working there, his children were afforded to go to school at that time for a very low rate. Although they did not want to go there, my mother and her siblings always worked hard to make sure that they did have education in their lives. My grandparents did not play. They wanted to make sure they had education. Neither one of my grandparents went to college, but my grandmother was a part of, she does hair. She's doing cosmetology for over 60 years. And my grandfather, like I told you, went to the military. Government wise, how it impacted my family. They lived in a low income area. Government wise, I don't know a way that it really impacted them. Yeah, they were. I mean, at that time, Black people, it wasn't a lot of wealthy people. My grandfather, he made a lot of his own money. He owned properties that after he passed, each property that he had was given to his children. Employment, my grandfather always had a job, and if he didn't have a job, he was employing himself. Like I said, he owned a lot of properties, and he was really good at saving money. And because of that, like, I have grown up to learn how to save money as well. And a lot of people say I get that from my grandfather. When it comes to racism, my grandmother did say that she remembered when she was younger, there being like white only sections and, just going through the processes of that. They lived in a low income area environment. Actually, my mother's birth home, when my grandfather passed, that property was given to my mother, and she was supposed to, upkeep it and stuff. Because of the low income area that it was in, a lot of people that were homeless and stuff would break into these properties. And you had a lot of people that were on drugs that, my mom would go check on her property, and we had to start boarding it up because people would break in to sleep in there. Also, it's a very historic area. It's called Garner Road in Raleigh. It's a lot of, people that grew up in that area, a lot of people that are big people in the North Carolina area, such as pastors, lawyers. These were their stepping stones. This is areas where they were raised, and when you go to them now, it's a lot of, you know, drug activity, people being shot. It's a very low income area. There's also a middle school over there that I went to called Carthage Middle School that was very close by. But social systems, I'm sure, are a huge impact and benefit also to a lot of families. My grandmother is 90 years old. She doesn't look like it, but you know, she could tell me a few stories about how she used to pick cotton, and you know, we would hear these things in school but not realize like we have people in our family that go through these exact things. But social systems are, you can benefit from them because as of my age and the great grands that are a generation behind me, we have people like our parents, our aunts and our uncles, and our grandparents to tell us stories about how things have changed over time when it comes to Black people, how things have changed over time when it comes to women being able to work jobs that are most likely for men. And it's just like a big timeline. So I hope you have enjoyed hearing about my family, the Whitaker side. My last name is Lindsay because I take after my father, but I wanted to cover the maiden side of my life because I never had the opportunity to really meet my father's mother because she passed 2 years before I was born from cancer. So I'm not really educated as much on that side when it comes to starting from the root, which is very important. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.